believe in slaughterhouses or anything like that. I won't admit that I'm a vegetarian. I can go for a nice steak sometimes, just I like to see the zoos kept clean and things like that, and you don't want to see animal cruelty. It's just not right.
Yeah,
we're all human beings, and we're all sharing this planet, and animals just as much are sharing the planet with us.
So your music appears to me to be this new, innovative, electrifying infusion of
Did you write that? Did you write that?
Yes.
Who wrote that? Your husband wrote that.
No, I actually did. It's electrifying and electrifying infusion of various Latin music styles.
Okay.
How would you describe your style?
Well, I got to tell you, first of all, I started off doing Latin dance music, almost like a reggaeton that they have today. So, I was working with El General, who was one of the pioneers of that style and that sound, and Proyecto Uno, and this was like in the 90s. So at that time, I wasn't really doing Latin music. I was doing Latin dance music, infusing the different sounds of Tito Puente, Celia Cruz, and then making it my own little quirky style. But now I'm actually performing my father's music, and now with my new album, I'm actually going on my own. I started my own arrangements, in which I'm doing Latin jazz mixed with a little bit of the reggaeton and dance music. Yeah. I think it gives me a different style, and it gives a modernness to it. I always keep the integrity of the music and the arrangements the same, but I add my own little style. When you see me live, you'll notice, wow, he dances and moves around, and he does more of the dances of today, and just the sound. Sometimes I'll mix up the sounds and switch up the arrangement just a little bit to make it more of a modern sound. But
so let me ask you a question. Do you think that you may come out with an exercise tape for girls like me?
Right now, I just did something with Zuma. Is that what they call it? Yeah, Zuma. Yeah, it's like a step aerobics. Nice. I guess they have that. Yeah, they have a couple of tunes of mine on their latest DVD that they have out there. And they asked me to do a few things, to go to one of their classes and maybe, hey, say hello to the class. I think it drives people to hear the artists that they're actually working out to, But I think Latin music and dance music alone is the best music to work out to anything, to dance to. And dancing, I mean, everybody can be healthy just from dancing. That's for sure.
So, do you have any current projects you'd like to?
Well, the latest CD is called Got Mambo. I recorded it. It took a very long time. And I got to tell you, honestly, it's going to probably come out in the beginning of next year, 2010, which will be the anniversary of my father's passing. And I want to do that earlier in the year, so not to take away from the celebration of his life and legacy, in which I believe that some of the record labels that he was formerly on are going to put out a 10 CD box set. It's going to be called Tito Puente X, as the Roman numeral 10. Right. And hopefully they'll come out with some documentaries, or somebody can come out with some sort of concert next year in retrospect to his life. I hope that happens. But with me, I wanted to put up my record out in the beginning of the year. I did 3 songs for my late father on the album, and of course I did it in my own little style. I added a little stuff to the arrangement, but most of the record is Latin jazz fusion. And I really enjoy doing it. I have Hansa Raul, who are a famous Cuban duo on the album. I have Mr. Bobby Cruz from Richie Ray and Bobby Cruz fame. Yeah. He's amazing. He sang a song called Ay Cariño, which is a very, very popular bolero from the 1950s, which Santito Colón sang. And I have Kevin Ceballo and a couple other cats, and Joe Arroyo and a couple other great singers and artists on the record. But it's a great project. I'm very happy about it. The first single is called Charanga para Nueva York. You guys will see it right here on your show. It's on all the video outlet channels right now. You can find it on the internet too. And we filmed it right here in New York City. And what's great about it is there's no they're like, Tito, where are the dancing girls and stuff in your video? And I say, I don't need any girls, man. The star of the video is New York City itself, and that's it. It's a nice tribute to the founding fathers of the Latin music movement here in New York, which was Celia and Johnny Pacheco and Tito Puente. So it's a great tune, and look out for it.
What makes the CD so much more different than the rest of the others? Is it the Latin jazz fusion, or is there anything else?
This is my sophomore CD. I'm doing salsa if you will, Latin mambo music. So with me, I think that this is my baby. You know, this is like the second one. They always question, hey, can he keep going? I mean, the tribute record, of course, did very well because it was a tribute to my father, and people felt for it, felt it more since it was so close to his passing. But I didn't want to do that with this record. I didn't want to attach myself to, the people, the fans of Tito Puente. Of course, hopefully they can become my fans. So I'm looking for that younger generation. I'm looking for the younger kids who was Tito Puente. Well, we know who Junior is, so we understand his music, and I try to bridge the gap between who my father's legacy was and to the new generation of today. So this record means a lot to me. It's very much different than the dance music and the rock that I was doing before. I am going to do a house record, though. I've been in demand for that. A lot of European fans of mine say, hey, Tito, we want some more house music. And I had a French guy, he's calling me, Tito, when you going to do the house music again? We need the music over here. We love the Latino rhythms. And I got to do that for them. And I think it's time. I think after the new year and into the summer, I'll probably have another song with them, a song with a house version of it.
I think it's lovely that you are capturing the youth of our country and around the world. But it's not. But to me, my observation is that it's not just the music, but the kind of love that you have for your father, and the homage that you're paying to him. Because in this day and age, the youth, they're not too heavy into what's happening in family life these days. The fabric of the family breaks down, and the children and the parents don't communicate. And you just have, you're very young. You have this wonderful contribution that you're giving to them, but you're also bringing something. You're sending a message home, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
I love talking about my children. And I do that in every single one of my concerts, and the second cut is called Junior's Mambo. It's an original tune that I actually tried to name after my son. So I believe that family is very, very important. I'm actually a part of a father advocacy program in which I believe that fathers should be taking care of their children in any possible way, whether it's financially, monetarily, or just with love and emotion. So to me, I felt like that was the destiny that was left for me when my father passed away. I think he wanted me to continue his work, which was taking his music to other parts of the globe, and to make sure that family is really what's important. And to me, I think my family, to me, is very, very important to me. They've always been my backbone, and they gave me the blessing to perform his music. I mean, like I said, it's not easy being Tito Puente Jr. I get compared a lot, especially there's a lot of, negative vibe out there that look at me and they're expecting me to be exactly like my dad. And I think what they don't see is actually my heart is where it's at. And my heart is where my father left, where his heart was. He was a humble guy, comedian, very simple person, and really wanted to take the para la gente, take that Puerto Rican flag, put it everywhere on the earth, and make sure that the people recognize the music and remember who he was. And I embrace it. I embrace it a lot. I always go up on stage and say, "Hi, everybody, I'm Enrique Iglesias," and they get a kick out of that. In which, with all due respect to Enrique and Julio, but he went a different direction a little bit. He did a more popish sound, and Julio, of course, is the icon figure there. But I embrace it. I love being compared to my father. I love hearing stories about it.
That's nice.
And my sister kind of went another direction, too. She went to the meteorologist direction, which is, she went to school and studied hard for it. But she didn't go towards the music. She really didn't go towards the music, but she still embraces who she is and embraces Dad's spirit. And my brother's awesome, and excellent musician. And he just recently went back to school, to Juilliard, and he embraces the whole Tito Puente thing. I think all our family members always loved our dad, and we knew who he was, and we're so New York. We're so part of this community and this city, and we just love representing, our people. And I think that's what's different between myself and the other sons or daughters of famous artists, is that I appreciate the love and respect that all the fans that were from my father, have given to me, my sister, and my brother.
And I know